G'day and welcome to another Mongrel Dog production. And welcome to Speed Week on Lake Gardner in Outback South Australia. Speed Week is not a race. It's all about blokes trying to go faster than they did the year before. And for some of them, it's almost an obsession. Anyway, grab your gear. Let's go. Righto, coming up to the end of day one. I've covered about 900 kilometres today. Left earlier this morning before sunrise. So yeah, it's been a big day, and tomorrow's about 1,000 kilometres, I think, from memory. Just gonna pull in and stop where I usually pull in and stop at the end of day one on these trips. It's not my first rodeo. Been here before, once or twice. Provides good reception with the phone, being so close to that tower there. So yeah, not my first rodeo. I'll just open the gate and let myself in. Want to be far enough off the road so that nobody can see my fire. Speaking of fires, it looks like they've had one through here recently. Some of the vegetation is pretty sparse. So yeah, got quite a big trip ahead of me. It'll be several thousand kilometres before I get back to Perth eventually. I've taken a couple of precautions on this trip. Had the bike serviced, a major service. It's done 80,000 kilometres now. And yeah, asked the bloke, Thorsten, asked him to pay particular attention to the final drive. Bit of preventative maintenance. Don't like surprises. And also I replaced the battery, not because I had to. That battery was okay, but it was 5 years old. And because I travel on my own and sometimes quite remote, I just thought I'd take the precaution of replacing the battery. So yeah, just a preventative measure. I'm a firm believer in preventative maintenance. It just minimises the risk. Yeah, they've definitely had a fire through here since I was here last. The other work I had, I stuck a new set of tyres on, of course, and I've in fact organised a set of tyres to be shipped to country New South Wales, because these tyres would have had it by then. So yeah, the landscape here has changed a little because of the fire, but here's a good clearing. This will do. Cleared area for the tent and for my own fire, for cooking and stuff. So yep, this is it for tonight, I think. a little bit about Speed Week. I'm currently transiting through the Gawler Ranges National Park on my way to Lake Gardner. Speed Week is held annually by the DLRA, the Dry Lake Races Australian. No, Dry Lakes Races Australia, rather. And it's not a race. What it is guys who are just trying to improve on their previous personal best. It's aimed in all sorts of different classes: motorbikes, cars, trucks, you name it, it'll be there. So yeah, once a year for 1 week, I'll go there and stay there for a couple of nights before moving on to somewhere else. The circuit, I believe I think it's 9 kilometres in length. I believe there's about a 2 kilometre run up, which allows them to get to speed, and then there's a number of kilometres where they've got to try and improve on their previous personal best, and then of course a couple of kilometres at the other end to slow down. So 9 kilometres all up, I believe, but like I said, don't quote me. Now you would expect this road to be in good shape, because obviously people have got a trailer in all sorts of different bits of kit. So you'd like to think, I don't know how long this is, 5, 8, 10 kilometres perhaps, but yeah, you'd like to think it's going to be in good shape. Okay, just got pulled over by somebody leaving. And they've indicated that there's a long stretch of bull dust. You know, I can see it now. There's a vehicle in front of me. That's sand is one thing. Bull dust is something else. So a couple hundred metres of bull dust, that'll challenge anybody.
Huge bull dust.
Yeah, they didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, it's about 50 metres long. There's a bike on the other side of it. A bloke came off a couple of hours ago.
Oh,
Taken him off.
he's hurt himself, has he?
Well, the medics come and got him, so I don't know how bad it was. The bike parked on the side of the road.
All right, mate.
All right.
Thanks. First car said it was 200 metres. This bloke said 50 metres. It's a big difference. Let's see how we go. If I'm going to paddle it, I'll paddle it. For those who aren't familiar with bull dust, it's a type of silica, and if you pick up a handful, it flows through your hand like liquid. It's really strange. But, yeah, I don't know any other country that might have ever come across it, but yeah, as I say, it's got something to do with the silica in the sand, and it just becomes a fine powder. If that's the end of it up here, it'll be a happy chappy. Oh, there's the bloke's bike. Yeah, that's tough. Oh, wonder if there's anything on his bike I can use. Nah, only joking. Some vehicles out there, yeah, can't camp down here. There's a lot of aircraft down there too. Oh, this is a new experience. No drones. Oh dear. Righto, I'm heading towards the start line at the moment. My guess is this bloke's just come from a run. The pits is at the other end. Had to blower vac the bike. Every vehicle's got to have the dust blown off it before you enter the lake. Well, I've done that. They've got a whole stack of blower vacs there ready to use. So, oh, that's a weird looking thing. So while I'm here, I'll have a look. There goes another bloke, I guess, on his run. Track 1, track 2. Oh, I don't want to go on any track. Righto, it's Thursday morning. I'm about to leave. Yesterday they had some unseasonal rain, quite a bit of it. So after about 10 o'clock, the event was postponed. It rained pretty heavily, unseasonal, but you get that occasionally. But anyway, having a look at the Salt Lake again this morning. I don't think there'll be any blokes going on there today. You've got to feel sorry for the competitors and the organisers. They obviously, you know, this sort of thing would be 12 months in the planning. So yeah, sad news for them. But, yeah, because of the rain, some of the conditions on the way out could be a bit tricky. I guess we'll know more soon. From here I'm heading north. I'm going to Kingunya. All unsealed up to there, and then after that heading towards Woomera and Roxby Downs, going further afield. So yeah, I'm a bit anxious about the conditions. Anyway, I guess if I get scared or frightened, I could always turn back. I can't see very well because my goggles are fogging up. It's quite misty. I can see a bike parked up here, a couple of bikes. So this could be that bulldust patch from a couple of days ago. Yep, and it's causing some grief. Hang on, mate.
You want to come up here? We'll help you up there and then we'll help each other through.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. What's the side like?
That'd be pretty soft. You've got to get through that. You're better off going this way. These wheels blocking up there.
I wonder if it's worthwhile getting in their wheel track.
Probably,
that'll be the
You'd
go.
be
You've got
right.
another caravan coming.
It's just that wheel, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get over in that wheel track. Be patient with me, fellas. No, that was the easy one. There's another one up here further. Is this why they call it adventure riding? Alright, pardon me. Beautiful day. Morning of day 8, and I'm in a tiny little community again called Coburn. I'm just about to cross into New South Wales, enter a new state. Last night I stayed in this really old pub, I don't know, bloody 1870 type stuff, run down as you could imagine. There's nothing keeping these little towns alive anymore. But anyway, for $30 I got a room, beautiful. $15 I got a Sunday roast dinner, also beautiful. And it just means that I get to get off the ground for a night, which makes for a good change. So yeah, there's the pub, beautiful, look at that. So yeah, from here I've still got probably 3 days until I get to my destination, which is a place called the Hunter Valley, a region called the Hunter Valley in New South Wales. And there I start another adventure, but more on that later. So yeah, probably another 2.5 days at least, I think, before I get there. I'm not taking the most direct route, but having said that, it's all about business now, just getting the job done, I think. So we'll see what today has in store. Yeah, that's the community, folks. Look at that. Border Gate Cafe. The border crossing will not be anything special, as this sign will indicate. New South Wales. That's it. Boom. Alright, this will be my final day in the saddle for this this trip. I'm actually just outside of Newcastle, and once I get there I'll be storing the bike there temporarily for a few weeks. I'll be returning back to Perth, flying back to Perth, and then returning back to Newcastle, picking up the bike and starting the next part of this particular adventure, and that is actually going to be a supported bike ride from the Hunter Valley through to the Gold Coast. So yeah, that's a supported bike ride, something a little bit different, with a crowd called Motor Trekking. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, this being the final day in the saddle, you know what that means. See you on the other side. Oh, and Brab, this one's for you, buddy.